Okay, in the first two videos, we went over spotter targets, the colors, things of that nature. And then in the second video, I showed you some representations of different pinhead sight combinations. In this one, I'll show you the actual sights in play on my gun. We'll slide this thing off. There we go. Now right there's the pinhead on the front. Now what I use is sewing pins like your wife might have, or you'd get it at Joann Fabrics or somewhere like that. And then I just bend a little hook on the end of it and I put it into that base with JB Weld. That way if I want to change it, move it, or whatever, I can pull it out and make a new one and stick it in there. The other thing, when you use these like this, you can actually bend these forward or backwards and adjust your elevation a little bit. This one's pretty close and I don't need to adjust it, but you can make them a little taller if you think you might need that adjustment. You'll notice that it's dovetailed, so we can knock it left or right there on that one. Now on the back one, there is the U shape that I showed in the one video that I use. It's a little deeper than the normal U that you'll see used. I wish there was a way I could line those up for you indoors. It won't be possible, but you see what we got there. Now this gun I bought from a good friend, and he's made this gun so you can add shims and stuff under it if you need to adjust it. He also has an extra set of screws so the sights can be moved to the back, or you can move this one more screw forward if you need to adjust it for your aging eyes or whatever. On this gun, I'm going to go over one quick thing too. You'll see on this gun I've added a leather piece to the comb to raise it up. Like I said, I bought this gun. I didn't build this gun. If you're building a gun from scratch for chunk gun shooting, keep in mind you probably ought to have a little higher comb than normal, like for an offhand gun. And I would suggest if you're building from scratch, you get all the barrel and everything in, you do some rough shaping on that buttstock and you lay it on your chunk and you line your eyes up to it several times so you get the exact height you need. Then you won't have to add a piece of pad like that to the back of the gun. I wanted to add this to the end of the video here. We went over the pinhead systems. Let's say you have you just got a heavy offhand gun. You want to try your hand at chunk gun shooting. You don't want to change the sights out. I see this one a lot. This is the spotter. It's just an upside down T. And of course, here's the front blade and here's the rear sight. You line the blade up and the rear side just as if you were shooting on the offhand line. And then you set that T up on top of that. This right here needs to be the same width as your rear blade. So if you set this on top of the rear side and line this up, front blade and this T, that's getting you pretty close to where you want to be. And you probably ought to do that so that your shots are landing up in here or somewhere, or even over to the side. But that does work. I've seen it done several times by many people on the line. So that is an alternative in case you don't want to just go all in on the pinhead sights right away. Okay, I think that'll be the end of the pinhead system unless I think of something. And if I do, I'll add to it later. Thanks a lot, guys.